Left.
She's still in the camp. Find her.
He helped. You should be more careful with your hair, you know, Galadriel. To hide them. He's praying for his people and he cares about his people. That you can't deny it.
Look at that pretty hair.
What did I say? Arondir. Are really coming out of nowhere? At least you're useful.
Whatever force it was that brought you here, soldier, I am grateful for it.
Yes, I am.
Try to move against him now. The cost will be your life. There is a death of elven heroes this night. It would be a pity to lose another, and the true fight with Adar will come later.
It's blood on you?
Father, tell the dark something, they cut through them like stalks of wheat.
What? On you?
Big. He's gonna loose that beast. She says, you have to recall the army. And what about Elrond? You take that army to Eregion now. My cousin Durin might not be here when you return.
That's what I said. With all of the things that they have right now to do, it's Eregion or Khazad-dûm.
Be not afraid. This too shall pass. I promise you, Middle Earth is healed, and its people see what you and I did here. All our sufferings will be worth it. Our suffering. You must know it pains me, like Mordekaiser treated me.
Aww.
Do you
For
know
you?
the torture that has begun?
I cannot imagine. I see the end. Terrible.
Sometimes, pain almost became a reward. Became a game. A contest. To see whose will was mightier.
But after all that, you would still choose to inflict the same pain upon me. No.
Yes.
All depends on the rings, and since you forced me to torment you to bring me into being, I am but a victim of your obstinance. And you, the true author of your own torment.
That final line manipulation is not gonna work on him.
You can deceive even yourself. Finish them.
It's done, not? Still not done! Still there. You're gonna need to break your hand. You're gonna need to break your hand, my dear. Oh, really, with that big one, I was thinking of the hammer, you know.
Whose will is the mightier?
Oh, the city. And the pictures, they are truly amazing, the pictures.
Release him! Release him.
But the Lord of Eregion orders.
This is the Lord of Eregion.
Don't lose time, please.
It's me. All rings.
9. 9 rings. To enslave the world. It was my fault.
No.
From the beginning, part of me knew.
I said it deep inside you, Neil.
So I blinded myself to what he was.
So did I. Went over tunnel. I used it to enter the city undetected. It would bear you and the rings far from me.
All by himself?
Now
It must be you.
he will realize what has happened. He will come for the rings.
I will ensure it is some time before that comes to pass.
I won't let you face him alone.
It's too late.
I built this city.
You're gonna fall with it.
And he will not be alone.
I'm sorry I wasn't strong enough.
Neither of us was strong enough. There might not be anyone in Middle Earth who is.
Little hobbits.
The elves need only remember that it is not strength that overcomes darkness, but light. Armies may rise.
She's gonna be, you know, for the symbolic, the light into the movies and all into the story.
And is mightier.
It's a good thing about also strength is not important, even a tiny hobbit can change things.
Am I?
She learned that from him. Her head right now or something like that. Thank you for that.
Send him in. He will kill our own kind. Send him in. The orcs. They're fleeing. They're clearing the path.
I think that it's your time to shine, Arondir.
Darthaway.
Okay, time for Sauron to reveal himself.
By order of the true Lord of Eregion, you Sauron are hereby. You think it was only you who put yourself in my power?
Oh, the cruelty. As much as when he, you know, sacrificed the girl.
You will give me the 9.
He doesn't have them. And now we don't have the time to forge them again. Arondir, time for you to shine, to go on a Legolas mode. If you're there, it's for that, come on. Good, Elrond. It's almost nothing. Oh no! Oh motherfucker. What did I say? It was his time to shine. Now the king? Okay, you're done.
Should not be here! The king's place is wherever the need is greatest.
It's his last forces, you know, like... Yes, even the one who was having his supper right there, the last man. I mean, the last ox. The day came, but without the dwarfs.
The dwarves are coming! Look to the north!
Durin recalled their army.
No. Must be some mistake. Durin will come.
Oh, the level of disappointment. Not me for Durin, because I predicted it in the beginning, but for Elrond, for the help that he put into his friend and with that. Just that! You're just that!
Durin will come.
Tell me that none of you has a ring right there. King right there, you don't have your ring. Galadriel's ring is somewhere else. Arondir. I'm sorry, Arondir. I'm sorry. Sorry? I'm sorry. It was meant to be the end of your character right there. It's really a surprise. And it was meant for Eregion to fall. Oh, the promise earlier during their discussion. You had the ring with you? I know. Oh, that was stupid. Oh, come on, that was stupid to take the ring with him during that moment, during that fight. I was already gonna say, you know, like I was already preparing myself to say to the king of the elves, you know, you're stupid. You took the ring with you just because you can't live without it. But in fact, Elrond, he took Galadriel's ring with him. I know, to whom, you know, he could have given that ring, you know, someone that he could trust that much. No one was left, you know. But come on, that was stupid! Oh no! Adar has Galadriel's ring. First thing first, you know, I told you during the intro that this episode would be about Eregion's battle, you know, and Eregion falling. We knew that it would come. I was really excited and impatient to discover it, but I was also really stressed about how it would be, because for sure into my mind I had all of the battles from the Rings of Power, you know, as a comparison, and also for sure I know that they can't do things that big, and for many things, you know, for sure it's gonna be different, it's gonna look different also on screen. So I had more on mind battles like for Game of Thrones and stuff like that, and more maybe also House of the Dragon. Again, it's not the same budget, I had these things on mind. So I was really impatient, but I was also really stressed, and I wanted to know how it would go, and also because with a fantastic show, the battle moments are really important because they are proving if you truly know how to write something, because it's action moments which are going so fast, but still you have to put things into it to be emotional, to be surprising, to have epic moments and all. So without being too much, without, you know, using slow motion things and stuff like that. So it's really the battle moments for fantastic shows and movies. It's really the moment to prove if you know how to write a show. So the question now, am I satisfied by what I had during this episode? Clearly I am. Even if it's not the same than into the movies. Like for sure during the entire battle I thought of the Helm battle into the Lord of the Rings because of the elves, you know, appearing, you know, as an op during the battle. For sure it made me think of the men coming during the battle, you know, for the Helm. You know, that way of functioning, for sure it made me think of that. And they are not appearing and intervening like into the movies with the lights, into that epic moment and all. Rather, it looked really more realistic, less choreographed also. It was really more anarchic, you know, anarchic, I don't know how to say it in English, for how they are intervening into the battles for the elves, but also for how the battle is going on the battlefield, you know, during all of the night. It's less a choreography than what it was into the movies. It's really more going for it realistic, and I'm clearly not against it because it's going also with the fact that we're gonna lose at the end. You know, it's showing us the difficulty of that fight, the fact that our guys, the elves, you know, they are really less than the orcs, and it's really preparing also the viewers to the fact that we're gonna die, like we're gonna lose. So for that it was pretty great, the battle itself, how it was done. It was cool to have several moments, you know, into the battle like that. For sure Galadriel and Elrond talking together, kissing. Like really I was surprised during that moment, because even if they created some moments into the past in episodes about them being that close, about them taking care of each other, for sure at some point I imagined a potential love relationship between them, but I always erased that idea because for me they are really true friends, and also we know the future, we know how it's gonna go for them, so couldn't believe into it. When they kissed right there, I had really a shock, and I was like, yes, we're gonna go into that direction, didn't think of it, okay, why not, I can buy it, the moment is well written, you can take me with it. But then almost immediately you saw it, I thought about something going on, because earlier he touched something on his vest, you know, and it was suspicious, and that kiss was also suspicious, so I thought that he gave her something into his mouth, and maybe it was just into her hands, you know, during that moment, and the kiss, it was to be a diversion for that. I don't know if it was into the mouth, it was into the hands, but no matter what, he gave her something, and that's why he kissed her, in fact, as a diversion, and that's why she's released. All of that moment, you know, for her to be released, I appreciated the fact that she saw Adar praying for his kids, because it's amplifying the thing, you know, about him really treating them as his people, his kids, and taking care of them, you know, in a way, not just using them like that. How she escaped being helped by Arondir, it's pretty easy, pretty, you know, like for him to intervene during that moment and all. At least he had He was useful during that moment because really we saw him coming during this fight, but during all of the fight we were like, Arondir, well, you, my dear, you are around, but you are not helping. At least he's helping right there. Celebrimbor discovering the truth, that was really something. That was really well done on screen, you know, visually, how it looked for him, for how he discovered the truth, for when he discovered the truth. It was clearly amazing. Sauron, during that moment, I would have wanted something a little more epic, you know, theatrical. I would have wanted more things, you know, coming from Sauron during that moment. And also with the rest, even if he didn't disappoint me when he sacrificed that girl, and he didn't disappoint me when he made these soldiers kill each other, that it was what I expect coming from Sauron. But you know, his discussion with Celebrimbor, even the one when he's justifying himself and all, I don't know, I want more from that character. Now that he revealed that he's Sauron, I was expecting more, not really with the lines, you know, with what he's saying, but really with the attitude, with the voice, with the charisma, you know, during that moment. I was expecting a bigger presence, a bigger intensity. Even if he's not saying other stuff, his presence should be more charismatic and should be showing more, you know, like I was a little disappointed for that, for Sauron himself, how he was interpreted, played. I don't know if I need to blame the actor for that or the direction also of the actor. Maybe they told him to not make it too much and all. But for me, without making it too much, you can make it more than that still. So, I don't know. But yes, Celebrimbor discovering the truth, that was really something. Celebrimbor facing Sauron, you know, each time, that was really something. He was played so well. And maybe that way also Sauron, for me, it was not enough, because in comparison of how Celebrimbor was played, interpreted during that moment, his level of intensity, his level, his quality, you know, into the interpretation, for sure, the one for Sauron, it's not the same intensity, it's not the same strength, you know, into his presence, it's not the same charisma, so Sauron feels a little down, in fact, for the interpretation in front of Celebrimbor, when clearly it should be the contrary, to show even more the strength that Sauron has during that moment, so I don't know. Galadriel, she took the rings. She's gonna escape with the rings. That's cool, that's great. Even if we know that at the end the men don't have the rings. But at least Galadriel right there, she understood what she had to do. She didn't listen to her ego or anything like that. That's pretty great. The dwarfs, you know, that's cool that we saw them. We saw Elrond asking for help to Durin, making that promise, you know, to Elrond. We saw Durin the priest also making that speech to the dwarves, and really during that moment I had so many chills, like I had all of the parts of my body being like that. Oh, I was ready to follow him, you know, to follow Durin. But I never imagined that in fact they would intervene during that battle. First because I knew that Eregion would fall, then because I saw during the story how they wrote it for the show that it couldn't be with Durin the king being like that. They didn't have the time, you know, to really be on the two situations, and for sure it would have gone crazy during the king forcing you to stay into Khazad-dûm, and with everything going on, like, it couldn't be. I knew that it couldn't be. I didn't know how they would write it for the show, but I knew that it couldn't be for what they prepared into the show, and also for what I know about the story. Like I said, even if I'm not an hardcore fan, I have some facts, you know. For example, about Eregion falling. But at the end, to see Elrond having hope of his friends to come during that moment, because he knows that Adar gave all of his orcs, you know, during this battle, that it's the last ones right there. So he knows that clearly they are not enough to fight them, but they are close to the end of this battle, and the dwarves coming right there to help could change everything and could give them the win. He knows, so he has hope, and they are not coming. And the fact that the king and Arondir, they understood that it was the end, but Elrond is repeating again, Durin is gonna welcome, Durin welcome. It destroyed my heart. Arondir for me is dead right there at the end. And like I said, it's not that a surprise, that a shock, and for sure I'm sad about it, but not that much also because, you know, okay, he was an interesting and nice character during the season 1, but clearly during the season 2 he was not that useful, he was not that interesting, and he was always an helper, but not the main character. So I felt that maybe at some point the writers would be tired of his character in the sense that they didn't know what to write for him anymore, and at least he's dying being a big helper for everyone. So he's accomplishing, you know, his purpose, his goal, facing Adar, trying to kill Adar, even if he doesn't succeed, no matter what, he accomplished all of what he had to accomplish. So I wouldn't be surprised if Arondir would be truly dead, you know, after that scene, and I wouldn't be shocked or badly sad because I saw it coming. It was logical with everything. Oh, that elf! Also, Elrond's friend, I can't remember her name. The fact that she took all of these arrows and no matter what, she did her job, you know, with the fire arrow. Ah, that was such a good moment. Like really, they had me twice during this episode. I didn't cry, but I had really big tears into my eyes. Like, you know, when Galadriel and Celebrimbor, they were talking with each other, and Celebrimbor said all of that to her about the light, which can only be stronger than darkness, about the fact that the strength is not that important, in fact, just the light. Like clearly, for what we know of Galadriel after that, how she's gonna evolve and what she's gonna say to Frodo, and you know, all of what she's saying, you know, she's teaching, she's wise into the Lord of the Rings, into the movies, the books, and we know that it's because of all of what she lived, you know, she learned during all of her life, and clearly Celebrimbor telling her all of that, in fact, taught her that about the fact that you don't have to be really strong and big to win at the end, to fight. Even a little hobbit can change the entire situation. And also about the lights, after that, the symbolic of the light for Galadriel is so important, so it means truly a lot for Celebrimbor to tell her all of that right there for what we know of how she evolved into the future. So yes, it was a really great episode, and for once it really felt like a 1 hour episode, but not too slow like some of them could be, and not too much like also some of them could be. Like it felt 1 hour because we had a lot of things, but I was so much into it that I didn't, you know, I didn't have the time to feel that the time was too long or anything like that. Like it was really a perfect episode, I think, for that battle and for the rhythm of it, because we had discussions, we had fights, we had epic moments, we had emotional moments, we had really everything. So it was pretty well done, that episode, for how it was written, the rhythm of it also, it was pretty cool. Tell me what did you think about it? I think that I was not the only one who was really excited and all to have that fight, but also who had expectations about it. So tell me if your expectations, like, are you satisfied or not? That's the main question after an episode like that. Was it everything that you thought that it would be? That's the main question. Okay, it's all for you and for me for today, so it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Right.